Good day, St. Maarten. I'm Jessica Lazaro.
And I'm Elsa Lawrence.
And welcome back to another edition of St. Maarten NEWSDESK.
Brought to you by TV15.
We bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
Let's dive into our top headlines. Police investigated firearm incident in Sucker Garden. Suspect surrendered. The police force of Sint Maarten KPSM investigated a firearm-related incident that occurred during the early morning hours of Wednesday, December 31st, 2025 in the Sucker Garden area. Shortly after 4 a.m., Central Police Dispatch received multiple reports of shots being fired and of a person being shot at. Police units were immediately dispatched to the scene. Upon arrival, officers were informed that a male suspect identified by the initials FBL had allegedly fired several shots at his minor sister following an altercation involving the suspect, his sister, and their mother. Police confirmed that the minor was not injured during the incident. The suspect fled the area before officers arrived. Later that same morning, the suspect voluntarily reported to the police station where he turned himself in. He was immediately arrested and was being held at the Phillipsburg police station pending further investigation. KPSM stated that it treats all firearm-related incidents with the utmost seriousness and confirmed that the investigation into the matter was ongoing. Aviation disruptions, ground flights. The government of Sint Maarten closely monitored major regional and international aviation disruptions that affected travel to and from the island, as widespread flight cancellations left residents and visitors stranded abroad. The disruptions followed the issuance of a Not AM, affecting Caribbean airspace, with specific implications for U.S. registered aircraft. While St. Maarten's airspace was not closed, international aviation safety protocols prevented U.S. registered aircraft from operating. As a result, all flights involving those aircraft were canceled for a minimum of 24 hours, subject to extension. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luc Mercelina expressed concern for St. Martiners, particularly students and families traveling from the United States and Europe ahead of the resumption of school. He confirmed that his government immediately engaged airport authorities, airline operators, and kingdom partners to coordinate responses and ensure clear public communication. Following confirmation of the disruptions, Prime Minister Mercelina held separate telephone discussions with Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof and Dutch Minister of Foreign Affairs David van Weel to ensure full alignment within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Prime Minister Mercelina confirmed that Winair postponed its Curaçao-Aruba-Curaçao flights for one day only, with a recovery flight planned once operations resumed, while other routes continued as scheduled. A formal update was submitted to Parliament in keeping with transparency. Princess Juliana International Airport has since confirmed that operations have returned to normal. While flights are operating as scheduled, passenger traffic is expected to remain higher than usual due to earlier disruptions. Travelers are advised to check directly with the airlines before heading to the airport. Airport authorities thank the public for their patience and cooperation as efforts continue to ensure a smooth and safe travel experience. KPSM reflects on holiday policing. As St. Maarten entered the new year, the police force of St. Maarten, KPSM, reflected on a period of intensified preventative policing carried out during the peak holiday and tourism season. The operations focused on increased police visibility and targeted controls aimed at combating narcotics trafficking and the illegal possession of firearms as visitor arrivals surged during the Highland holidays. KPSM acknowledged public calls for heightened enforcement year-round while pointing to the realities of policing a small island with limited personnel and resources. Despite continued growth in tourism and economic activity, police capacity had not expanded at the same pace. requiring careful prioritization between preventative patrols, investigative work, and deployments linked to major events. Large-scale activities such as Carnival, the Heineken Regatta, and other national, cultural, and sporting events placed additional strain on resources, compounded by St. Maarten's geographic size and internal international border. In response, KPSM relied on intelligence-led policing, interagency cooperation, and targeted deployment strategies to ensure officers and resources were positioned where risks were highest. Despite staffing challenges, officers continued to work extended hours to safeguard residents and visitors. KPSM emphasized that while preventative policing remained essential, sustainable crime prevention required broader social engagement. The force stressed that law enforcement should serve as a last safeguard, highlighting the role of families, schools, community leaders, and prevention initiatives such as the KPSM Youth Wing in guiding youth away from criminal behavior. At the same time, KPSM announced a boost to operational capacity with the arrival of specialized vehicles from the Netherlands for its A-Team. The vehicles, acquired through collaboration between the Ministry of Justice and Dutch authorities, were already in use and strengthened the unit's ability to respond to high-risk situations. KPSM reaffirmed its commitment to public safety and continued cooperation with community partners toward a safer St. Maarten.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with a Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. And that's it for your Sunshine Report. It was brought to you by the Met Department of Sint Maarten. Stay safe, stay friendly, Sunshine City.
At Talon, we believe connection goes beyond signals. It's about people. From every call, every laugh,
Hi, Merry Christmas. Thanks for calling.
every moment shared across our island,
Game time.
we're reminded this network was built by St. Maarten for St. Maarten.
I couldn't. Oh, I got you. Don't worry, man. We're good.
When are you coming to St. Maarten?
All right, let's go. Go, 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 go.
Here's to staying connected to what matters most. Your connection, your Christmas.
I am Karim Tulen, co-founder of Karim Assist Pro. Our goal is to help busy professionals, elderly, housewife, local, tourists, practically anybody that needs assistance in the day-to-day chores.
We have different services like groceries, do your shopping, and also run your errands. We can provide transportation services for all members of the family, whether it's you on commute or getting the kids to school. House activities and house services that include pet sitting. All of these let us take off your hands and let us make those reservations so you don't have to stress about having a good time.
So you can have less stress and more free time. Through our discretion, we make an impression.
Rotary Club welcomes First Baby 2026 with gift basket. On January 1st, 2026 at 1:20 a.m., the first baby of the year was born in St. Maarten. To celebrate, the Rotary Club of St. Maarten Mid-Isle presented a gift basket to the newborn and his parents, Siobhan Alassa and Bas van Duin. Representatives Louis Waver and Anjali Manek delivered the basket on behalf of the club, joined by midwives and nurses from the Pediatric and OB/GYN awards. These annual traditions by the Rotary Club aims to warmly welcome the first baby of the year and celebrate new life within the community. EPIC celebrates 25 years of protecting the Caribbean. Environmental protection in the Caribbean, known as EPIC, marked 25 years of safeguarding ecosystems across 20+ islands. Founded in 2000, the nonprofit focuses on wetlands protection, pollution reduction, habitat restoration, sustainable tourism, and community empowerment. EPIC's SEAS, known as SEAS approach, which stands for Science, Education, Advocacy, and Stewardship, guides its research, hands-on learning, and community initiatives to preserve the island's natural and cultural heritage. To celebrate, EPIC released its 2026 anniversary calendar featuring photography from the seas and scenes. Love the Caribbean Photo Contest 2025, highlighting 12 islands with trivia and inspirational quotes. Executive Director Tabitha Stadler said the milestone celebrates everyone who has been part of our mission and symbolizes hope for the sustainability of the Caribbean and its communities. Supporters can contribute to EPIC's conservation work, all their work, at epicislands.org. Port St. Maarten rings in 2026 with dual inaugural cruise calls. Port St. Maarten welcomed the new year with a historic double inaugural visit on January 1st, 2026, as Princess Cruises, Sun Princess, and Oceania Cruises, Allura, made their first calls to the island. The Sun Princess, Princess Cruises' largest ship, features cutting-edge design and sustainable LNG technology. Interesting. While the Allura represents small ship luxury and culinary excellence. Their simultaneous arrival highlights St. Maarten's ability to host the world's most advanced vessels. Port St. Maarten Group PSG said the milestone underscores the island's status as a premier Caribbean destination and delivers immediate economic benefits for local businesses, including taxi operators, tour guides, retailers, and restaurants. Management encouraged residents and the business community to extend a warm welcome to the arriving passengers and crew. PSG reaffirmed its commitment to excellence, infrastructure development, and maintaining St. Maarten as a leading gateway to the Caribbean cruise market.
You know, we all talk about having rights. And yeah, we do.
We have the right to be safe,
the right to learn and get an education,
the right to speak up and be heard,
the right to dream big and build our future.
But listen, rights don't stand alone.
We also have responsibilities.
Real talk, if we want respect, we gotta give respect too.
St. Maarten is our home.
So let's protect it. Keep our beaches clean, our streets clean, and show love to nature.
Healthy island, healthy future.
Our parents and guardians do a lot for us.
Let's show respect, talk to them, and listen, even when it's hard.
School prepares us for life.
So we show up, we stay focused, and we put in effort.
We want opportunities, so we work for them.
We are part of this community, every village, every culture, every neighborhood.
Let's be kind, positive, and supportive.
A stronger community starts with us.
And most importantly, we are responsible for ourselves.
We make healthy choices for our mind and body.
We believe in our goals and our voice and our future.
Our rights give us power, our responsibilities make us leaders. Together we rise.
The Convention of the Rights of the Child isn't just a policy, it's protection and responsibility. When our children learn their rights, they are better prepared to take on their responsibility. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Youth.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Hi, my name is Mark Johnston from the Jewel Cottage and the Cottage Club Hotel and Sailor. I use Cab Assist in Sint Maarten for all my shopping needs, and they provide me great service and they deliver everything in perfect condition and on time.
Today on our NEWSDESK feature story, we take a deeper look at the issues shaping life, policy, and progress across our island and the region. Our feature asks a guiding question. It breaks down the complexities behind major decisions, community concerns, and long-term developments that affect our environment, our economy, and the way we live. Our feature explores not only what is happening, but why it matters and what it could mean for Sint Maarten's future.
A major escalation in the international affairs over the weekend has drawn alarm from the United Nations and reverberations across the Caribbean, triggering fresh concerns about regional stability and the rule of international law. On Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, the United States launched a significant military operation in Venezuela, culminating in the reported capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife in Caracas. The action, justified by the U.S. as part of narcotics enforcement and political transition plans, has raised global controversy and what the United Nations Secretary General describes as a dangerous precedent in international relations. In a statement released Saturday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was deeply alarmed by the escalation. warning that regardless of the internal situation in Venezuela, the use of military force without broad international backing undermines established norms, including the UN Charter. He emphasized that the rules of international law have not been respected in this instance and called for inclusive dialogue, respect for human rights, and adherence to international law by all parties. The United Nations stance echoes repeated concerns from international legal analysts that unilateral military interventions against a sovereign state without clear UN Security Council authorization violate foundational principles of the post-World War II international order. Critics argue such actions could weaken norms that have maintained relative peace since 1945. The broader global reaction has been sharply divided. Some governments, including major world powers, have condemned the action as a breach of sovereignty and international law, warning it could destabilize the region. Others have cautiously supported elements of the U.S. position or urged restraint and diplomatic engagement to avoid wider conflict. In response to the U.S. military operation, the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, also issued a statement expressing grave concern over the potential implications for regional peace and security. CARICOM reiterated its commitment to fundamental principles of international law, including the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states, and urged peaceful dialogue to resolve differences while ensuring stability and prosperity in the region. For the Dutch Caribbean and Sint Maarten, these developments carry several layers of potential impact. First, there are security and stability implications. Nations across the Caribbean share close economic, cultural, and migratory ties with Venezuela and the wider Latin American region. Regional disruptions could affect travel, trade, and cross-border cooperation, including areas such as energy, migration, and law enforcement. Recent reports show that the U.S. operation has already caused flight cancellations and travel disruptions across the Eastern Caribbean as airlines adjusted to airspace restrictions and heightened tension in the region. Secondly, foreign policy and diplomatic posture are affected. As part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the government in The Hague has acknowledged the situation, with Dutch leadership stating they were closely following developments and emphasizing the importance of security in the region, the Caribbean region. This reflects a broader concern among European partners about legal norms and the protection of regional peace. At the level of the Caribbean governments, including those within CARICOM, are balancing condemnation of unilateral military actions with calls for respect for international law and restraint. For smaller island states, the priority is safeguarding national sovereignty, ensuring that larger geopolitical confrontations do not destabilize their own security environments or economic lifelines. For Sint Maarten, the immediate concern lies in maintaining stability and ensuring that routine economic activities, tourism, travel, and commerce are not adversely affected by uncertainty in the wider region. Given the island's strategic position and connectivity within the Caribbean, disruptions emanating from Venezuela or shifts in regional alliances could have downstream effects on security partnerships, maritime cooperation, and air travel patterns affecting residents and visitors alike. At a broader level, the crisis underscores the enduring relevance of international law and diplomatic engagement in protecting peace and stability, principles that are important not just globally but for the well-being and security of the Caribbean nations on the front lines of geopolitical currents. As the international community watches developments unfold, the situation in Venezuela and the reactions it has provoked may well serve as a test of collective commitment to international norms and regional stability. A dynamic that carries both immediate implications and lasting effects for islands like Sint Maarten and our neighbors.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday morning at 8 a.m. on TV15 and then across our social media platforms. I'm Elsa Lawrence.
And I'm Jessica Elassero. Wish you an amazing evening. See you tomorrow.
Keep them friendly.